So, just to kind of continue from yesterday's little broadcast that we put together, I'm going to show you guys the use of the the angle die grinder or the angle grinder with the cutting head on there. And notice I've got my glove on. So I usually keep it on the left hand because this is the one that's closest to the operating surface. What I do is I come in here and I pencil rough guides for this. Going to be down about 1/4 of an inch. It's hard to do this with a pencil and a glove. So what I'm going to do is just kind of lay this out. And I'm just kind of going to get close to this. I'm not going to get right on it. I use this as a guide. And then I will clean it up with some file work, some scraping, and some sandpaper. So, here we go. That's pretty much it. And then I'll come back in with the file and kind of smooth it out, watching my lines. What I like to do is have an overhead light source, and I'll bring it over here, and I'll double check the contours as I'm going around it. And that's how it's done without a CNC. So, keep your fingers on all your hands and don't hurt yourself. Okay, so I took everything that I had done with the grinding disc and I went around with my random cut rasp and just kind of smooth things out. And then the next step that I'm doing right now, and I'm going about checking everything, is I've got some this is 80 grit. I've got 80 grit on a piece of acrylic. Sanding block, and then I've also got it on a piece of more of a flexible material, but still pretty dense. And both of these sanding blocks, I might add, I get from Matt Howard at what the hell is the name? Deluxe Customs. That's right, Deluxe Customs down in Phoenix, Arizona. These guys sell these great sanding blocks, and check them out if you get a chance. But anyways, I'm going to start off with. You can still see my pencil line. For the most part, it still exists around the perimeter, and that was just a rough guide. The one thing I would like to discuss initially is the difference in densities between the alder and the maple. So what happens is when you're sanding these things, this is going to sand down much faster than the maple. So the alder is going to go quickly, and what will happen is you'll end up getting a hump in this. So I really like to spend the time addressing this properly. And with the flat disc, I don't use the softer one because it will, even though it is still relatively dense, it will contour this difference in density on the material. So always use the harder disc. And I'm just going to go around, make sure to go around the length of it, and you can feel it when you're going across the length of it like that. Now the sealer will make up a couple hundred thousandths as far as the difference in the surface, maybe elevation if it's changed at all. Another great way to really look at it is to put a straight edge up there, hold it up to a light, and you're looking for no gap. So if you see no gap, then you're probably right on mark. Another great way to check this, as I showed earlier, is to come up to your light source. And you can see I still got a couple little divots right in here from the grinder, so I'm going to go around here and check that. But that's what you're looking for, is the really nice definition along that contour. This one now, we start getting into the curves. Probably a good one to break out your slightly softer material so it flexes and doesn't gouge into that curve there. And you want to check it with your light again. It's getting there. If you're really good, you've got some experience, you can do a lot of this with the DA as well. I'm just going to show you how to not destroy your project. Especially when you gotten this far, you got all this work done. You've got the neck done, you got the fingerboard, you got the neck built, you got the wings done, you got the routing done. Last thing you want to do is mess up your work because you're in a hurry. You want to remove more material faster. You have to be really careful when using mechanicals like the die grinder and the DA. DA is just as deadly as the grinder at times. So be careful of that. Nothing like a good old block and a piece of paper.